afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Heroes like Defender of the Fatherland, off here to an exciting 1 versus 1 on It's Crossing in the Woods. Between the south, we got Price fighting for the Oberkommando West Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 1st Panzer Division here, counter-attacking to clear a Russian-held position under the command of Caesar, fighting here for the Soviet Union. Socialism, rolling out here with 157th Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade, and we got here Breakthrough, Special Operations, and Overwatch with Armored Assault, Urban Defense Tactics. Hello, got motor for Caesar with infantry and anti-tank grenade bulletins, but urban defense, not really a sort of heavily seen doctrine, sort of a response, you know, in certain cases like your opponent like tries to take around houses, it can be useful and just ruin it like that. But in the current meta, I'm not entirely sure where it could go, but I mean, it has its uses. The Boober Tech, for example, is extremely powerful and can actually wipe units quite consistently. But I don't think I'm going to see on this map because, I mean, the initial part of the Fort Headquarters is going to see any usage. But who knows? Price here with the double Steel Pioneer start, by the way, folks, because there's a lot of conflict for Caesar. He's going to the Steel Pioneers, wouldn't say super aggressively, which is personally what I do if I go for a heavy Steel Pioneer opening like this. Well, I'd probably go for 3, to be honest. But it can do a lot of damage versus a conscript build. It can be quite effective if your opponent can't get into some good position fast enough. The Sturm Pioneers can easily then close in and do a lot of damage. So it'll be interesting to see what Price does with this Sturm Pioneer start. He's also got double Luke's bulletins, so he could very well be pulling for the Lukes here from Mechanized Regiment, which has definitely become very much, I think, a part of a lot of most openings. So there are still some, but pulling for flak half-tracks, as they of course do have the utility. Folks on the way, they're fighting continuing here in the east. Caesar securing territory, sandbags up. But does here continue. Note he's not pulling in other Steel Empire squads to be honest. I mean, overall, the Steel Empire versus just 2 windows can win the fight. Of course, theoretically, we're just trying to increase the chance of doing it fast. I mean, you can just more quickly get to work. But there we go. And units are retreating. Steel Empire squad engaged by another unit, increase the chance of maybe getting the units away, maybe? No. You're going to have to retreat past the Steel Empire. It's counter drawing far, but there you go. Quickly switch bound to kill poor Ivan when they're on the run. And then falls back. Since range the Steel Empire has a chance against conscripts. That in that sense, their assault rifle profiles compared to say a Panzer Grenadier squad, they slightly dip off faster on range compared to Panzer Grenadiers, so they're less effective. They're the short to mid range. They're usually about as good, and which means if you know how to handle the Sturm Pioneers, you can actually get some good effect out of them in the early game. The once your opponent begins to dig in, I mean, you're going to have to rely a lot more on say the veterans to your Forestrum Doctrine. If you got that, sort of get more out of them. Folks, they need to retreat them. Morse moving up there. He's trying to stall. With the loss in the unit squad, of course, Caesar is forced to get another one to actually be sure I can take up and build things. So it's certainly a nice little wipe there for Caesar. Oh, not Caesar. Price for Caesar. It's a pretty terrible one. It's a pretty terrible one. And of course, punishing Caesar for sticking around for too long. Trying to go against the Sturm Pioneers. Possibly, of course, not anticipating there's another one covering any sort of direct path to the place. We got barbed wire going in the center. We got country. There's 2 Sturm Pioneer squads that are depleted. I mean, that's essentially still 5 Sturm Pioneers, which up close can deal a lot of damage frightfully fast. And Caesar, in this case, possibly having flashbacks and the new squad getting wiped, he just retreats away rather than trying to fight out with the Sturm Pioneers. Even this low in health, they can do a lot of damage very fast. So Caesar, I think in this case, makes the right decision, at least a good call, to just retreat here rather than trying to do it. I mean, theoretically, he could have pushed them both away, but the casualty would have been so high, he wouldn't be able to go anywhere after that. No medics here for Caesar. Again, the just constant influx of troops he has to replace and build. Rather keeps a bit down again. Caesar Prices so far building the Steel Pioneer is quite aggressive. There you go, flame first. Definitely. Oh, there we go. 2 men down, just down to poor Fritz as he runs. Doesn't quite get a wipe there, but still, that is going to be a bit impactful. And he's hitting the fuel point. He's going to have to counterattack. And we got medikits here. Well, bikes did get changed, so they sort of now work as AoE heals. Of course, that means this medical supplies are a bit more expensive. Versus conscripts though, and we'll have to see if he goes to the mechanized when he does have the resources for it, so it's not impossible. Nice time incendiary grenade here out from Price. Reinforcement here, possibly a bit of healing, there we go. And as you might notice, as soon as they get within range of the unit that popped it, they get healed, of course. That's that. But so far, I don't think they've got full versus conscript here. We got barbed wire going up here, looking to deny cover there. To the fascists, the Hitlerite scum. Bit of skirmishing here. I mean, he can sort of keep it up here. Overall, the folks with range have a slight advantage, though long term he probably wants to commit more, try to outmaneuver Caesar here, who's now really looking to just make this hard to get to, though. There's a chance he ends up accidentally wiring his troops stack, and looks like he sort of goes, hang on, Petrov did this one, and now Petrov's dead, let's not. So there you go, double Steel Pioneers moving in. truck could set up. There we go. It is the mechanized regiment here for Price. That's going to be a look-see out for him. And there you go, Fulton against Engineers. Sturmpioneers following up. Engineers up close. They need to retreat as soon as possible. And there you go. Caesar there senses that danger is coming with assault rifles and decides there are better places to be with my Engineers. And there you go. And sending a grenade making it hard here for them to hold up. And cavalry Sturmpioneers sweeping forwards. Hatred of the Marxists in their hearts. So there you go. Quick retreat there. Leaves just one unit here, which he needs to be careful with, because note here how Price is swinging up here. And then probably going to move towards the conscript there. That way he basically increases his chance of getting a wipe with the Sturmpioneers if Caesar makes a mistake of trying to fight it out. But looks like he's not that keen. In fact, he's laying down a lot of mines all of a sudden. Interesting. I think he might be placing a bit too close, to be honest. But we'll see. Alwyn mechanized regiment up. He can actually soon go for the looks. Both Schützenminen are down. Or Schuhmine. One of many Germans mines the Germans employed throughout the war, not the other way around, not the many Germans the mines employed. Then again, that would explain a few things. Anyways, constant there, push back, avoided their wipe, very good there for Caesar. It would have been quite nice to have to recover from another wipe, and he's already got the looks to deal with. He's probably quite aware they got the support company up, and there'll likely be a field gun on the way to help deal with that. So looks on the way there. Point there being secured. Constant moving up, Engineers moving in as well. Looks like he was trying something there. Got stopped and fell back instead. I don't actually know how Sturmpioneers were equipped with assault rifles. I mean, supposedly they could have been, though most assault rifles would have gone to, you know, actual Panzergunner unit, Volksgunner units. But I think there's supposedly nothing that sort of keeps Panzerpioneers, for example, from getting assault rifles. But again, I don't have actually, so, you know, accounts of that or anything like that. But the Pioneers getting that, I mean, they tend to be equipped like basically Grenadiers or Panzergunners with rifles and light machine guns. So again, they theoretically could be equipped with assault rifles, but overall, not seen a lot of that. And of course, you know, MP40s had to clear out, you know, stuff in close quarters. We're heading eastwards there. Truck out, looks out there for Price. Like the Aufklärungspanzer, more Volksgunners for Price as well. No doctrine yet. I mean, you could maybe figure sort of at this stage he'd not go for more Volksgunners, but maybe go for breakthrough for some Panzeroffiziers or Sturmoffizier, but he's coming to more there. Max him out, so he wasn't anticipating a looks this fast, maybe not at all, either way. A lot of damage here. We got Minesweepers up, Max just retreats, so he knows he's in a bad spot, and we got the looks here as well. So right now, Caesar's day just got a lot harder as he has no real serious counter to the looks. And of course, with two Sturmpioneer squads supporting, he's got a lot of firepower on the move, which is going to make it harder here for Caesar just to slow things down. And also means a field gun incorrect position could very quickly find itself wiped out as well, to be honest. Comes there getting glass with looks. Also, a big thanks and belated thanks to Steel Sledge and Duberman for donating support on the Propagandacast. I missed that since they donated via Streamlabs and occasionally doesn't give me a notification that donations have happened. So my apologies there to both of you for not saying this earlier, but big thanks to you for supporting and of course allowing me to keep doing what I do on a daily basis. Clap. So, you know, big thanks to you. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Got a wipe there that's going to hurt Caesar. He's going for Guard Rifleman now. Faster sort of intermediate counter to looks, and we got a second one on the way there for Price. Good God, double looks. You don't, I mean, you didn't see that a lot before, but I suppose you're feeling this ahead as Price does. You might just try and lock down the match now with double looks. Of course, it does leave him vulnerable in certain situations. If Caesar goes up, so there's some good counters to it. Vehicular counters, there's like an Su-6 or something like that. It could put Price in a very sticky spot since Indian committed to two light anti-infantry tanks that can't deal very well with vehicles. So we'll see what ends up here with Caesar, but I bet he would probably be like an Su-6 to counter the looks as they arrive. But though looks is very aggressive play here from Price, he probably just wants to try and finish the match now. Like if you're going for double looks, you're not expecting this match to say last, you know, 30 or 40, 50 minutes. You're expecting to end this now. So Price is going here to try and finish this off. Forces versus Conscript there. Looks fixed up with the double Sturmpioneers. Of course, another advantage to having double Sturmpioneers long term. They can just swiftly fix up your tanks. So right here, double Minesweepers does help a bit with repair speed, but it does mean again with the double looks is he's very vulnerable to any sort of light vehicle, like say an Su-6, because it then has no serious counters to it. But obviously if Caesar can sort of push for it fast enough, the issue of course the Luxes are causing quite a manpower bleed, which makes it hard for Caesar to find the resources to get the tech going. But there you go. Tank command up, he'll be able to go for the Isshin 6M, and meanwhile Price is just seizing as much of the map as possible, fixing up the Lux again, very swift once more thanks to the double Sturm Pioneer squads. Troops are reinforcing, medics are up there as well for Caesar, that's very good. Right now he is in an incredibly sticky situation. I mean, Price right now has an overwhelming advantage with double light tanks here. Double Sturm Pioneers. Again, I think some other commanders players tend to underestimate the power of Sturm Pioneers. They can be quite potent if you know how to use them, but they do require a bit more deftness and skill at, you know, tactics. Oh, finish it, Caesar! Finish it! Yet. Yeah, he's saving up. He's not even enforcing. He knows, I mean, it's not going to matter too much anyways. He has to get a counter out, and that means he has to preserve manpower. I mean, he could go for the T-70, but the T-70 is quite a hard counter to the Luxus as the Isshin 6 is. But, I mean, the T-70 works better versus infantry as well. Price there taking up. He's going to... some often go for any armor anyways, but he might just, if he can get away with it, just to sort of further try and finish. And there you go, Isshin 6M on the way there for Caesar. I mean, in this situation, there's not really much into sense. Price is not just trying to attack Caesar's base with the double Luxes and just try and finish him off there. But apparently Price is apparently, while very bold, not that bold. Mines being laid down, I imagine. Yep. Lots of mines. Basically minefields. Again, he's expecting some kind of counter, or at least some kind of counter attack, so whatever he can do just to ensure that Caesar can't swiftly advance. Allows him to much more efficiently hold the ground as well. So, I mean, overall, with, you know, sensible choices here by Price, sensible choices. Fixing up here to ensure it doesn't get wrecked. Looks is just hammering around. There you go. Isshin 6M arrives. The M standing for modernized. Gasp moving up here. Looks there. Veterans 1-9 kills. Buttoning it up. Ensuring that Isshin 6 got a chance of getting a hit. There we go. Half health on that. Looks. Oh, and then he's going to quickly fall back with it. Either way. And we got Manchester up there because he obviously has no illusions that, you know, Price is not going to be laying down mines. Caesar had to be a bit naive to think that. But there you go, still pushes his luck there with the Isshin 6 about there, gets in a few more hits, actually taking out half the guard squad there. Quite good work there by the looks, but falls back here. Caesar now finally on the move again, but he is in a pretty prickly position here versus Price at the moment. Pretty prickly. I mean, Price still enjoys a massive map control advantage, resource advantage, defensive terrain advantage. I mean, he's been laying down mines. He would actually been laying down a lot of sandbags, barbed wire. In that regard, Caesar, I suppose, could have been a bit lucky that Price didn't, you know, fortify much more than he could have. Grenade off. Oh! Almost got a wipe there. But didn't quite fall off there against Price. Units retreating. Trying to push forward till we got counters there. Being held back by the numerous full Scandinavian squads. Noting Price has not upgraded any of them with assault rifles. Oh, that was lucky. He went too far ahead there without the minesweepers. He could actually risk the Isshin 6 getting hit on mine. Maybe there'd been an anti-tank one about there, in which case that would be the Isshin 6 gone, and that could very likely have been GG for Caesar. But no, the engineers barely kept pace there. Barely. Trap hunted calls up for Price here. Double looks as they're repulsed by the light assault gun. Securing territory there for the motherland. Caesar's finally on the move again. He's finally advancing versus the fascists. But, he's gotten steep uphill climb here against Price at the moment. Again, he's just been able to lead so far very well ahead. There you go, discriminating up from the base defences. Slight thing about some of these maps here. Occasionally, some of the base defence actually allow them to cover the points right next to the base, which I always find is a bit of a nuisance. You can see he's laying down mines himself, obviously realising, comrades, mines are great! They could of course help, you know, slow down Price. He's gone here for spec ops. Could be he's planning orbs them with assault rifles, infinite ones that is. I mean, if he's just trying to play for the command panther, it seems a bit weird then for the Schwer Panther quarters to an extent. But there you go, Isshin 6 lands another good hit there. Metchney 2 already. Another hit, they're almost getting the Isshin, or Lux almost getting it. In fact, it's almost Metchney 3. Also spotted another set of mines there, very good. Caesar there taking very calmly and collected here versus Price, not rushing ahead there. Not making any sort of wild risk-taking movements there. Okay, screaming hit supported by Lux. In the west, he's still not making a lot of progress versus Price and the fascists. He could actually go for another guard squad. He could consider heavy mortars. Price is taking up. Oh, seems like maybe Price is thinking he's so far ahead he can actually get away with a King Tiger. Double Lux into King Tiger. That's pretty ambitious. Oh, he's gone in for the anti-tank grenades. There's M6 there taking quite a bit of damage still. Almost got it. Almost got it. There we go. The Kedma forced away. Fox is moving up. Cooldown there. He can't finish it off there. He can't finish it off. Oh no, the Foxes are blocking the way, so he can't roll in with Edition 6, which is heavily damaged. So close. So close for Caesar. Calling out a regular field gun here to help deal with some all that fascist armour. I think that's a really good decision there by Caesar. Fixing up the Edition 6, which is now eventually free. That makes it pretty solid. Troops reinforcing here for the Soviet army. Well, that looks got quite dinged up. That is halfway to victory 3. Caesar's got control of 2 of the victory points, so he's at least stabilising there as well. Though resource wise, Price is still ahead, but the lead is not quite as massive as it used to be. But he's still got like a ton of munitions. I'm surprised Price isn't just upgrading his Volks gun to use with assault rifles. Almost getting the looks there though, but gets away with the tiniest level of health once more. Edition 6 being fixed up, troops reinforcing, healing. Another push for here, no incendiary grenades there from Caesar or Molotovs. Back here, battle group head goes up for Price. Both looks as their veteran lead 2, though only one is halfway to veteran lead 3 already. And we got Price there going for Orbital Garden, might be planning infrared assault rifles, incendiary assault rifles. The German Wunderwaffen. Comes there getting blasted by the looks, need to be careful there. Not the best approach, and without Molotovs, I'm not entirely sure what takes that specific path. Anyway, there you go. Might have been actually trying to use the counter as bait for the field gun, which sadly didn't quite work out. Looks there didn't even get hit. He's trying to clear out the barbed wire here with our Kettenwerfers. He probably better off just using the looks to drive over there, get someone up to cut the wire, rather than trying to take it out like Kettenwerfers. That's just my opinion. Looks sweeping about. He's going to try and hit flank, but there you go. I think Caesar either spots the Hears and he just falls back, or just decides he doesn't want to be there anyways. Quick Grenade here against the Sturm Pioneers. Oh! Lands decent. They're pushing back the Sturm Pioneers effectively, and here folks are pinned down. Just moving up. Their Caesar's very much now more effective pushing back versus Price. To an extent, Pioneers are being produced, you know, going for all this without going for any real tanks here. And there you go. We do get also with infrared Sturmgewehrs. Haven't seen those in a while. And there you go. Double looks. Field gun there trying to deal with advancing troops on the center. He's got the S-6 over there. There might be a bit of a collapse of Caesar's lines here as Price in the first panzer jump through. There you go. Field gun about to clear that. S-6 moving in. Oh dear. 157 guards. Rifle motorized brigade struggling a bit. Field gun wiped out. Guardsmen are doing what they can though. Closing in eventually 3. Folks gun is Panzerfaust needed 6. Not good, not good. Need to get more troops that need to fall back with the S-6. We got a Kedma creeping up here through the center. And there we go, Oberstall moving within for the Sturmgewehrs, tearing through the guardsmen. So Fritz already passes that down, and there you go, Jürgen is dead as well, but still this Oberstall doing heavy damage. Oh, we could see what, he's sticking around for too long. That was not worth it, I think, there for Price. That was not worth it. That was a very expensive infantry squad that just got destroyed, but he did get these S-6 days calling in another one though to replace the one destroyed by the fascists. Yeah, losing the Oberstall, that was a bit silly there by Price. Might be he's getting a bit too overconfident right now with Caesar, which would definitely be quite pleasant for Caesar in the sense that it gives him more opportunity to actually punish Price if Price decides he wants to get cocky about this. Damaged engine. Healing enforcement here since 6M almost done. Still no assault rifles for the Volks gunners. I'm still a bit amazed at that. And there you go, second assault gun out to support the Guards Motorized Rifle Brigade. Ooh, about to hit a mine. There we go. Looks is almost kaput. But the question, of course, is Caesar aware of this and can try and finish off. But there you go, got these stone piles rushing into support to fix it up. And you go, big push here with the Volksgrenadiers and the Lux. Guardsmen are clinging on for dear life, but they won't last much longer. And there you go, quick grenade before retreating. Oh god, a wipe. Apparently the angle was just right there to get the wipe. Quite painful there for Price. Full Volksgren squad annihilated. And there's a veteran feed guards, but not ever going to be a problem there for Price's Volksgrenadiers, since with the DP light machines they can lay down some rather murderous fire. Wonder if Caesar's going to try and take up the resource, actually, tech for some medium armor. Price, he could actually go for a regular Panther now if he wanted to, but at this stage, I mean, he could also theoretically go for the Command Panther, though that wouldn't do as much good either. I mean, there's a theoretical possibility, again, he is aiming for the King Tiger, which would be very, very ambitious, and otherwise, I mean, a bit tricky there for Caesar to deal with otherwise. Hitting the western fuel point, very good, very good. Though, also risky, since with double Luxes, I mean, these units are quite overextended, and with the right sort of counter attack here, Price has a good chance of wiping the unit. Tag up first, I got Dublin being well won by Volksgrenadiers, incendiary grenades being flung. Engineers rushed off, and then you can go for the Command Panther now, but again, Price could very well be aiming here for the King Tiger, the Königstiger. In fact, he's not going for the Command Panther, so only makes it more now, as soon as he can, makes it more likely. But it's still going to take him quite a bit of while there to get the resources for the King Tiger. It's going to take him some time here. Up here, healing reinforcement going there for Caesar's beleaguered engineers. Sandbags up there, good spot. And there you go, conscripts, guardsmen. He could theoretically use the conscript to merge with the guards, keeping the squad up to full strength. MD-30 or machine gun going up. There we go, full squad can wipe if they're not careful. There we go, another wipe against Price. It's all of a sudden down to just one full squad and two Stone Pioneer squads. Price there, I think, might be getting a bit too eager. And his unit preservation for the infantry is actually going to suffer from it quite drastically, which is amazing for Caesar. That means he now actually has the infantry advantage on the field, particularly with an elite squad like the Guardsmen. That really pushes his advantage. I mean, throwing away some of those folks, but particularly I think the Oberstland squad there's a quite costly thing now. And yeah, I think he is very sincerely aiming for the King Tiger, but he's going to need infantry soon. In particular, the Stone Pioneers haven't been doing a lot of fighting since, you got all those Volksgunners and the Oberstland, so that means they're actually not quite as experienced as they should be otherwise, and that's going to be another big advantage then for Caesar in any engagement that involves the Stone Pioneers. Lux is getting hammered, comes moving up, we have Stone Pioneers rushing in to meet them and destroy them. Floating 1,000 men, but at this stage we'd like to go for an Oberstland squad and still have the resources necessary for a King Tiger by the time he gets the fuel. Mission 6 moving up here, field gun creeping up, they're going to try and take out that Lux, at least push it back. Stone Pioneers closing and wiped out here. They finally hit Veteran 2, be a shame for Price then throw them away like that. Price running on the defensive here, despite how it was an amazing start. Caesar has been able to recover, making good use of the Asian 6s and his supporting weapons. Excellent stuff there. There we go. Tiger 2, Königstiger, gefechtsbereit. Caesar taking up, very good. He's probably going to need an SUD 5 or 2 to deal with the King Tiger. Looks moving up. King Tiger getting back, getting a Pentamat machine gun, very good. Field gun shoots. You should probably at this stage be able to hear the King Tiger and realise that Price has aimed for the Königstiger. And he gets shot, fire, bounce, shield gun, shoots, bounces. There we go, pensioning hit here from the Sis-3 on the King Tiger. Folks is moving ahead. King Tiger turning his massive turret, shoots and hits the field gun directly, but none of the crew gets harmed really. Pretty lucky there, I suppose, for Caesar's crew. Who's pulling up, flanking behind field gun. There's a bit of a sticky situation there. And now supporting him to say keep the focus of the beam. Got incendiary grenade off in the retreat path. Engineers constantly moving up. Guards moving in there. Need to fall back further. The field gun's getting wiped here. Station 6 shoots, penetrates the King Tiger's armour. And the field gun crew got wiped. The King Tiger destroys it, leaving Caesar now in the Echelon 6 to counter the King Tiger. For now, to bring up something heavy. Guards coming up here. Can't coming in as well. The shots fired at the King Tiger. Looks to jump up my counter. How we got there. Mark target on. Penetrating hit here. King Tiger, damage engine. Close to half health here. And with this, Caesar falls back for now rather than continue to commit resources and manpower to an engagement. He might not actually win, but still, with the King Tiger at half health, it's gonna be a bit of a while before he meets the returns, giving Caesar more time to build up his forces and bring up some more serious counters to the King Tiger. There you go. Orbs on the way there for prices again. He realised he actually lost his votes on the Discord. He's down to just 2 now. He has to at least get some orbs out. And I'm still surprised he never bothered upgrading any of his votes with the assault rifle to get them, use some grenades. I mean, he's floating a ton of munitions. Not entirely sure what's up with price there. Top ceiling enforcing. Constant engineers bring out. Guardsmen supporting obviously. And there he goes. Shoots. Misses though. Petrov. Hit it. It's fascist armor. If you don't, they'll hit us. And it hurts. Now this history there for Caesar as he feels any sort of tank destroy is probably a bit off here. King Tiger got to go once more for Price and the first Panzer Division. Going for more Orsoldaten in for Sturmgewehrs. Grabbing the fuel point there. The eastern side is actually quite open. I mean, Price could easily work and then Caesar territory away there. And there you go, coming up front. There we go. Echelon 6 shoots, penetrates the King Tiger's armor. Second shot bounces, guards moving up. Another penetrating hit there on the Königstiger. Looks as supporting. Fourth shot bounces, guards getting some hits through there, and others just deflect. Another penetrating hit. The King Tiger's actually not half health after a few hits from the Echelon 6, and the Guardsman, the Swiss leader helping, probably also has a bigger impact. So there you go, King Tiger's now down to a quarter of health. Easily pushed back by the field gun Echelon 6 combo, with a bit of support from the Guardsman. Getting there for spotted here by Caesar's plucky constant. There goes pushing forward, stays pushing forward. Echelon 6 field gun moving up, shoots, bounces off the King Tiger's armor. Double looks at the covering the flank here. Vetchny 4, Vetchny 2, closing in Vetchny 3. Orbital advancing here. Also getting upgrades here. Guardsman needs to be focused down here with the Orbital down there. Go just retreat, just retreat. And like Kedman lands an excellent hit on the Echelon 6M. We got a T-45 on the way for Caesar. I'm a bit surprised. Would have figured he'd go for an H-55, but I mean the T-45 would help with the infantry, would help with the Luxes, and can decently sort of tank hits from the King Tiger, I guess. And that might be what he's planning here. But there you go, Lux from the field gun. Penetrating hit there. Nasty one on that. Echelon 6 there. It needs some repairs, troops in reinforcing. He could use the self-repair ability, but I'm guessing his Caesar just feels like he needs to pull it up to the front line in case Price tries to pull for a finisher here, but he needs to push the east though. I mean, he's going to think to folks know what Caesar's pushing all of his guns and run, where he isn't actually at all present. I mean, he's losing a lot of opportunity to just pressure Caesar to overextend his forces, which would make it easy for the King Tiger to then make a break for anywhere. Whereas right now, he's allowing Caesar to just focus all his forces, which makes it easier for Caesar to stop the King Tiger. So I feel like here, Price is tactically making a bit of an error. Got the T-45 out here though, more orbs than they're almost done. King Tiger taking out penetrating, there we go, damage engine. And of course, Mark vehicle, T-45 moving in there, engaging here the Lux. Field gun falling back, Echelon 6 shooting, gaining Vetchny 3, T-45 going for it, he's going to try and flank, he's going to try and flank. Oh, penetrating hit here, Lux is firing at the rear, like Kedman firing at the rear, main gun out, main gun out. Ah, he can't follow up and finish it off. T-55 goes down here, Orbison versus machine gun, engineers nearby, there goes, shoots, almost got the King Tiger. He's going to roll over them, the Orbison down, there's the need to retreat, there we go. He's taking the path here, very good, very good. Price still not extending any of him to the east. Shoots, main gun out on the King Tiger, he's got nothing else to support, he hasn't gone for any other armour. Shot bounced, shot bounced. You can do it, Petrov, yes, you did it, Petrov, you're a hero. And with that, the King Tiger's down and he gets a Lux as well. One of the two Inferno Luxes is kaput, leaving Price now with only a single Lux and a lot of Obersoldaten. The tides might just be turning here for Caesar after one hell of an early game. 2 tanks smoking, the King Tiger is pretty much just a furnace now. More Maximals loaded up, keeps Price's troops in check. Again, it's hit the east. That was, I think, Price choosing a tactically woeful place to engage, and again, just not trying to extend Caesar and that push through with the King Tiger. Instead, he just allowed Caesar to concentrate all of his defense and didn't have anything like artillery to then soften up the defenses. I mean, the sort of force composition Price that really would have not, really does not like this kind of attacking here, so I mean, it's a bit weird though, honestly. We got Orbison pushing forward here. The guards need to fall a bit back. You couldn't match with the constant, making them a bit tougher. We got Morbison moving ahead. We got 2 squads with us, infantry assault rifles. They just tang through the rations. Got a 3rd squad moving up. So many infantry assault rifles. I haven't seen that many in some time. Actually, quite nice to see. Grenade off. Oh, it's going to set off the mine. And there you go. Maxim setting up. Gets one of the supporting gunners, but doesn't get the bloody gunner himself. Price is also done halted in their tracks. He's going to have to retreat both of them. And still, nothing happening. I mean, again, it's wide open. It's free real estate. Price just isn't going in there. Goes and 6 lands a good hit, and the veteran 5 looks. Oh, scheiße, an anti-tank grenade. Taking down to less than half health, and you can easy tide for the Issue 6. Sturmpanies can't block the path. They don't have Panzerschrecks. They can't threaten the Issue 6. But looks like in this case, Caesar decides not to risk it. He's aware that, you know, any mistake, then Price could still punish him, which is certainly, I think, the right type of thinking there from Caesar. Just like Caesar could turn around the early game, despite anything, Price still has the option of just, you know, delivering a backhand slap to Caesar that sends his head spinning and winning the game. So Caesar obviously is trying to be prudent and not, you know, commit to any sort of like huge mistakes that could cost him the game, right as he just seems to be recovering here versus Price. But there you go, Price finally realizing there's an eastern side of the map again and begins sending in troops there. Though now, with less pressure here, I think it's going to be less effective. Or at least less, you know, well, I mean, obviously there's just less pressure from the King Tiger, so it becomes less effective. But, you know, still it's going to be effective to an extent. But it would more effective, you know, the King Tiger thing would have made it harder for Caesar and dispatch troops to the east, you know, because again, that might be leaving things open, so that's been part of it. We got boob traps up from Price, very good. You've got to lay down a bunch more, but still nice to see, except Minesweepers spot that and deal with it. Obviously, they altered by the Maxim, the Guardsman, then moves here from the eastern victory point. I'm not entirely sure what Price is aiming for. It might be a Command Panther. It could be another King Tiger, which I think would be rather ambitious. Panther. I mean, there are options there. There are options. It looks like he's not aiming for a Panzer IV. Another T-55 on the way there for Caesar. And there we go. Another one arriving for the motherland. Crushing the Y, but there's a moment in front there. Nice spot by Caesar, possibly anticipating that this is what Price would do, though could have possibly been a bit close. Oh! Sets it off! Sets it off! Scheiße! Sie meinen Surveyor! Assholes! There he goes, and 6 gets a hit there, and he's really able to finish it off there. And the looks is kaput. Leaving Price now with no arm. In fact, he's now going for a Jagdpanzer. He could actually go for a Panther here, but he ends up going for the Jagdpanzer. I actually think he should go for the Panther around the Jagdpanzer, but that's just me. Still, the Jagdpanzer isn't a bad choice. Great hit there from the Kednev on the T-35. Also moving here into the conscripts. Unit half health, in fact less than half health. Troops are healing, reinforcing. The Jagdpanzer almost done there. Price leading another assault. His forces depleted. His infantry is a bit scattered all over the place, not making any sort of particularly focused hits against Caesar. There you go, push for the Orbison. We got a bomb grenade off, and oh! Getting unsuppressed, they should be able to wipe the maximum amount of seconds. We've got the T-35, which the Orbison cannot deal with. We could try and blend Kirby here to hide, but there you go, we got artillery raining down, we got high explosive shells from the tank raining down, machine gun fire, and Price just decides to leg it, which I think is a very sensible decision there. Oh, they got the Jagdpanzer out. Price now actually going for MT-34 here versus Caesar. Field gun moving up, Issue 6 already as well. Shoots, misses the Jagdpanzer. The Jagdpanzer shoots something. And there you go, Mark vehicle on the Jagdpanzer. Nice hit there on the Issue 6. We need to pull back here the Jagdpanzer. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Obviously, I'm moving northwards here with Stern Pioneers in tow. And Caesar going for Katyusha. I mean, with the Arcpanzer, you notice he hasn't got to worry about any more sort of King Tiger, so he's more going to focus on the infantry, in which case a Katyusha could be the right choice. Oh, T-55 could also work out well. So that is some rocket artillery there for Caesar. Price still hasn't bothered with any sort of artillery. I'd also have to describe his uses of Spec Ops as being a bit on the weaker side. We got no grenades, no radio silence, no flares, just infrared assault rifles. And it's nice to someone like to use them, but I mean, even then, like, he hasn't used much of the rest of the doctrine. Admittedly, Caesar, I don't think he's making much use of his doctrine either, except Mark Target and Guardsman and T-55, still more than Price, but I think we've seen any sort of repairs, and certainly no heavy mortars. There you go, Katyusha out here for Caesar. And that's going to be really nasty if he sort of spots a good shot here. That it still requires getting line of sight on it, but it could be quite impactful. I mean, here there's Orbison bunched up. Moving westwards, centrewards. Maximus of the Orbison there, holding them up, pushing through it into the Guardsman, laying down some heavy fire there. And there, Katyusha barrage on the Orbison, gets poor Fritz. Pushes so much, there Orbison's almost swapped out. H-6, field gun moving ahead. Orbison trying to hold up the rear line to allow the combat to retreat. You got the Arc Punch stream, there you go, direct hit from the 6 and the field gun. One looks like to make to hit and penetrate, and there you go. Now the shot, oh, bounces. Orbison opening back out here. Another hit, oh. And the bounce as well. T-55 going opening up. T-55 going for it. And gets the Arcpanzer, leaving Price now without any six counters except for the Raketman deal with the T-55 and all the other stuff in there. Go outmaneuvered by the T-55. Almost got it already. That's going to be right there. I don't think it actually is going to be time to retreat it. And oh no, looks like he gets away with it. He gets away with it. Machine gun forced away. Almost got the Raketman, but he can't quite seem to kill it. Either way, Price down to 61 victory points versus Caesar's 248. Raketman did go down. The veterans in gone. The crew is gone. In particular, Jürgen there is running very far away. And there you go. Price surrenders. With no way of stopping Caesar's armor, he has lost. The map is largely under Caesar's control here. Quite stark difference from how it was for his early game there. Once Price got sort of the Luxus rolling, he managed to dominate entirely. But Caesar kept his cool. Went for the counters, and that way slowly pushed his way back and punished Price for his mistakes when he made them, in particular the King Tiger, how he handled it, and again just utterly ignored this part of the map. I think was a big mistake. The last Caesar really stabilised the game and, you know, wait for the right time to punish Price and King Tiger, and that way really swinging the game in his favour. So really well played there by Caesar. Good early game by Price, but again he sort of floundered for sort of mid to late game, and Caesar was able to really punish him for that. Really punish him. But again, it does require, I think, an extraordinary sense of cool and calm to just, you know, handle, you know, these aggressively handle Luxus with Sturm Pioneers. I mean, that was really well done there as well by Caesar. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you didn't, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. If you do subscribe, remember to apparently press the little bell next to the subscribe there, because apparently, you know, you're not pressing the subscribe button because you want to know about videos. You're just pressing it for the hell of it. So apparently you got, like, you know, say, alright, I want to be notified about new videos as well. To just a quick note there. But otherwise, hope you enjoyed. If you didn't, again, subscribe, like, share, comment. I'm off for now. We're back tomorrow with another exciting video. So cheers everybody. You're all a wonderful audience. Bye.